Welcome back to my channel. I look like a mess. It's windy out here today. So we're in our second week of training. So this is day number 1 of the second week. I'm here at the school. We're in their trucks right now. This is a Freightliner, and apparently this is the one we're going to be taking the test on. So it's a 10 speed, and then here's all the gauges if you were to be taking this class. So you'd have to know where the volts were. The volts have to be between 12 and 14. The oil, it should come up as soon as you start the truck. The water should come up to its normal operating range within 3 to 5 minutes of starting a cold start. That's here in Nevada. And then here's your 2 air pressure gauges and your fuel and your DEF tank. And your DEF tank should be full, at least 1/8 of a tank. That's what we've learned so far. And then here's your parking brake and your trailer brake. And then of course you'd have to know for the test here in Nevada. I'm gonna go through and do a whole complete pre-inspection, but this is just a little bit of what we've learned. So we'd have to show that the heater is on and turn it to the defrost also and fill it there. Then when you get into the truck, you have to adjust your seat belts. There's a lot of shit. But the problem is, so we got here this morning at 9 o'clock. And we stood around about 9:15. This chick, one of the ladies that works here, or I don't know, dude, whatever. Some chick, she's here. And she comes in and she literally spends like 10 minutes with us, 15 minutes tops, doing the in-cab sweep. And then all of a sudden that douchebag operations manager, whoever the hell this dude is, the one that like kind of told us off the other day, he comes and tells her, go, spend some time with those other 2 students that are trying to get the restriction off their license. And she left us, all 5 of us, sitting in the cab of that truck right there for 1 hour and 15 minutes by ourselves. So we were basically just kind of going through shit ourselves. But we've paid thousands of dollars, and I hope you guys watch this. TRUCKU, trucking company here in Vegas. I hope you watch this, because when people pay you thousands of dollars, we expect to be taught by your teachers. You need to get more instructors. You're putting too much for these instructors to do. They can't be teaching us in-cab shit and the pre-inspection and over here teaching these guys how to drive a 10-speed or backing out maneuvers. Like, you can't expect one instructor to be doing all of that shit. It's not fair to any of the students, and it's not fair to your instructor. Not cool. So as far as second week goes, I would not recommend the school one bit. So we're supposed to get back here at 1 o'clock. It's still, I don't know, like 12:45, 12:50. We still have a little bit, but most likely they're gonna send us home early today, which is kind of bullshit, but what can you do? So all we can do is kind of make videos of everything, take pictures of everything, and we're basically on our own. This truck that we're going to be testing in is a 10-speed Freightliner Cascadia. I don't know what year it is. It looks kind of like old, like dirty and stuff. And they took out the bed back here and put in the 3 seats for, teaching purposes. But you can kind of tell it's a little bit older. I mean, cool truck though. It's still a nice looking truck. Just a little older, but I wouldn't get a new truck either for testing. Look at, they've got 668,686.9 miles on this, so it still has a lot of life in it. Like, that's actually nothing for a truck. Even the trucks that we own have over 800,000 miles on it. So yeah, so that's where we're at. Extremely stressed right now. These new laws are not, it's easy to get overwhelmed. And I think that's where I'm at right now. I'm overwhelmed, and it's a lot to learn. And we're supposed to do the pre-inspection test this Friday, because they do everything separate. You have to go do the pre-inspection, then we come back and we learn how to do all the backing maneuvers and the 90s and offsets and all that. And then we have to do the road test and all that. But we're in our second week, so we literally, this class was only supposed to be a month, 160 hours, and we're missing a lot of hours already. Last week alone, we were already down like 17 or 18 hours, basically 2 days. So essentially we've only been in class 3 whole days. The theory part of it was a effing joke. Like joke. Like that was so stupid. I did mine online. I'm glad I did because I did learn something. But with these guys, I didn't learn shit. Like this was, they literally, it was a packet of questions and they were just random questions and these guys did it. And then they had us in class last Wednesday and he basically just went through all of the questions, like gave the answers. So there was people just like filling in the answers. So you don't learn that way and that's not right. That's the whole point of having this entry-level driver training, is to actually train drivers, and it's not happening. It's just the same. They found a way to get around it and to make a lot of money. These schools are going to make a lot of money because if you want to become a driver, you have no choice anymore. And that's pretty shitty. There's another school in Vegas. It's called A1 Trucking School. And we just heard this morning a guy that was calling around to find a school to go to. They told him $7,000. That is hands down the most expensive. But yeah, they're a third party, so that means third party means that you would test there with them. You wouldn't have to go to the DMV. Here, they kind of lied to us, and they told some of us one thing and some of us not, but they told a few of us that this was a third party testing site. It's not. They haven't passed all their shit yet. They do not have it. And as far as like us, our class, we have to test at the DMV and we're paying top dollar, which when you pay these kind of prices, because a lot of these guys that are with me have paid over $5,000. I got a good deal. I got $2,700. I'm not complaining about the price. I'm very grateful about that. So if you guys watch this, I'm grateful. But you kind of fucked everybody else, and that wasn't cool. It should be one price across the board. If you're going to give discounts for military, then be clear with that. If you're going to give discounts, I don't know. But before people start, you should have them, tell them, go get your permit, go get your DOT physical, because it saves a lot of time in the classroom. Because we were kind of held back a few days because we had 2 guys that hadn't got their permit yet. Well, you guys should have told them. There was plenty of time from the time they signed up to the time the school started that you could have told them, go get your permit. Because technically you can't do behind the wheel training without your permit. Like, common sense. And I know that these guys just got their school put together, but you shouldn't be doing business until you got all this ironed out. And that Conrad guy, you're a dick. You are a dick. I don't give a shit if you're pissed or not. I don't care what you say. Free speech, buddy. But you should have never came and gathered us up and told us, oh, well, if you miss hours here or there, and if you got a doctor appointment, if you're late, we're keeping track and don't expect to make up that time when the 4 weeks is up. Because you know what, dude? You are missing a shitload of fucking hours. Like, so who the hell are you to say shit? Like, Friday, he came up and he was like, everybody's leaving at 1 o'clock. Everybody. But he told us the yard is open every single day from 9 to 5. And that it's up to us to take the initiative to be here and to want to learn and blah, blah, blah. But how are we going to stay here and learn if you're locking up the gates at 1 o'clock? Like, all I can say is don't ever tell anybody that, because we wouldn't be bitching about this right now had you not said that to us. So you're contradicting yourself, and you're a dick. You walk around like a dick. If someone, like that day I came and asked you, like, we were told to come here Monday, the next day, 9 o'clock, and we were going to meet John. We got here. John was nowhere to be found. So we're all standing around 35 minutes. I finally walk up to you and I'm like, what shit? Like, what, you know, we were told to be here, blah, blah, blah. And you got irritated, pointed to the other class and said that we should be watching them or we should be doing pre-trip. Like, really, dude? How about you have a teacher out here at the time that they told us to be here? And why don't they follow through on what they say? And if they're not here, you completely saw us standing there for 35 minutes. Excuse me. Why didn't you turn around and say something to us? You couldn't even say, like, good morning. Like, really, dude? Like, us standing there collectively is like $25,000, $30,000. This was my business, man. I'd be, good morning. How you guys doing? Like, everything. Be grateful. Don't be just because this money is handed to you because we have no choice but to go to your fucking school anymore. Because, you know what? All of us right now are not going to recommend the school. And you guys don't have reviews. You're not going to get good reviews from any of us. I can tell you that right now. And if I can go get my money back, I would. If I didn't have a time schedule where I need to get this CDL, I would get my money back and I would go somewhere else, because you guys don't have your shit together. But anyway, that's enough of ranting. I think it's kind of time. Everybody's starting to get here, I think. I'm just sitting in a truck. He's sitting in a truck. So, but all I can say is, you know, out there, you guys, if you're trying to get your CDL, it's frustrating. It is stressful, but you can't let it overwhelm you. And just keep studying. That's all you can do. And then just be consistent in your studying and study the same exact way. Do it the same way every single time. Every single time. And it's a lot to remember. Here in Nevada, there's a lot. I mean, I don't know about other states. Apparently the curriculum is the same across the country. I don't know in testing. I think testing might be a little different, like depending on what state. But apparently Nevada's pretty hard. And at least if you do get your CDL, make sure you do not get that restriction on your license where you're only driving an auto. Don't do that to yourself, because there's 2 guys here right now that are studying to take the test with the standards so they can get that restriction off their license, and they had to pay this money. So don't do that to yourself. Just take it, even if you don't ever use it again. Just even if you're gonna go drive an automatic the rest of your life, still just take the test with the 10 speed or whatever. Usually it's a 10 speed. It's not hard. It's not as hard as you think. It's pretty easy. The pre-trip is what's stressing me out, honestly. But just keep your heads up, you guys. I'm trying to be positive too. I'm the only girl in my class. It kind of sucks. But what can you do, right? Anyway, I thank you for watching my channel, and I shall talk to you guys later. Thank you. Bye.